There is a small park in Kazimierz, which sits at the center of Krakow's Jewish ghetto. It's one of the most beautiful neighborhoods in Poland. It's been an energy center in the city for 700 years. It is misty, full of overgrown trees, rich with stories from happy and sad days. An intergenerational group of volunteers from Temple Emanu-El had the chance to spend Shabbat in this square as a part of our humanitarian trip to the Ukraine border 4 months ago. Thanks to your support of the Philanthropic Fund, our group was able to bring 5,000 pounds of aid. What kind of a place would be able to take in this aid and administer it so efficiently? It turned out to be the local JCC. It's remarkable that on the same cobblestones, which saw so much history, that the JCC Krakow is now flourishing, first as a beacon for the renewal of Jewish life and as a humanitarian center, supporting more than 500 Ukrainian refugees every day for the past 7 months. The JCC is just a few stones away from a sacred area where a special story about tzedakah emanates. 400 years ago, there lived a rich man in Krakow. His name was Jeydel. The citizens of Kazimierz didn't call him by his name. Instead, he was known simply as the miser. You see, the community believed that he kept all of his resources to himself and never supported the needy. When he died, it was up to the chief rabbi of Krakow, Rabbi Yom Tov Lipman Heller, to determine where to bury Jeydel. He solicited feedback from the entire community. No families wanted him to be buried near their spots in the cemetery. Thus, the decision was made to bury Jeydel at the corner of the Ramah Cemetery, a place with the least amount of respect that would still follow Jewish law. He was not going to be missed. In the days that followed Jeydel's death, Rabbi Heller received knocks on his door from Krakow's poor, none of whom had appealed to him before. They mentioned that the envelopes they would receive Friday mornings for Shabbat stopped appearing. The needs of the community became even more dire. It turned out that Jeydel was not a miser at all. He was instead fulfilling a great mitzvah, that of anonymous charity that offers no personal benefit. The community fell into a period of mourning for not recognizing the holiness that was in their midst. In an attempt to remedy the community's mistake, Rabbi Heller decided that when he and his wife were to be buried, knowing that people would come for centuries to pay their respects to him, that he and his wife would be buried next to Jeydel in the corner, so that Jeydel would be recognized for his selfless example. It's the work of the Philanthropic Fund to gather donations from our entire membership and to invest these funds into the humanitarians who are, in a way, like Jeydel. We try to find the organizations that prioritize the service of the needy and direct dignity to the people they serve. Over the past year, your contributions have supported Holocaust survivors like Zozia at that JCC in Krakow, who were teaching Polish to Ukrainian refugees, knowing what it means to have to start all over after trauma. Physicians from Israel and America through United Hatzalah and the Natan Fund, who have turned a supermarket into a hospital and absorption center at the Medika border crossing. The Philanthropic Fund and the work of the Tikkun Olam Committee's front lines are also closer to home, literally in our kitchen, downstairs, where we feed those in need every Sunday through our remarkable Sunday lunch program. We are in the community that we serve. We evaluate grants to have the greatest impact, where we are the difference between a project happening and not. Knowing that 1 in 4 New Yorkers are food insecure and that homeless shelters are stretched beyond capacity, we support the Urban Outreach Center in East Harlem, supportive housing on the East Side and the Bronx through Neighborhood Coalition for Shelter, Phipps neighborhood in the South Bronx, and self-sufficiency throughout the city through Project Ezra. There are the needy we support in Israel, the remarkable work caring for terminally ill children through Hakav HaMeched, Yamin Ord's Safe Space for at-risk youth, the Society for the Protection of Nature in Israel, that serves as a steward for Israel's imperiled wildlife. Through our support of IsraAid, we've sustained teams around the world providing natural disaster relief in real time, and we continue to stand with the global Reform Jewish community as it seeks greater recognition for inclusive Judaism. Dear friends, the needs have never been greater. We are counting on you and hoping that you will pledge generously to Temple Emanu-El's philanthropic fund. Pledge cards were on your seats as you arrived, which we hope you will fill out right now. Or if you prefer, there will be a QR code in the lobby after our service. You may also pledge through our website, emmanuelnyc.org/philfund, PHILFUND. And for those watching remotely, I think a link should appear on your screen right now. No money contributed to the philanthropic fund is used to support temple operating expenses. That important work which our president, Harris Diamond, spoke about during Rosh Hashanah is done through the annual fund. With the philanthropic fund, not a dime goes to staffing, music, worship, education, or the other essential aspects of our synagogue. Heading back to the Poland-Ukraine border, when our group handed the donations of aid and funds to the doctor running the field hospital, he and his team were able to draw strength that these resources didn't come from one person. It came from several thousand. It came from each of you. By doing what you can right now to support the fund, you can stand with these remarkable humanitarians and with those in the seat next to you to offer a collective gift that will work over the course of this new year to repair the world. Thank you, and may you be inscribed for a blessing.